A spacious garden on the edge of the city. A sanctuary for many different birds. One that offers room to nest, to raise young, to feed. Over the year, up to 50 different species will find a home here. Seeking protection from the elements, but tapping them too. Hunting and being hunted. And sometimes finding safety in numbers. The late March snow covers all the sources of food. A disaster for songbirds at their weakest after a long winter. This is now their lifeline. It's -3 degrees. Each tiny body needs to stay at 40 degrees, hotter than humans. That takes energy. Yet the birds are avoiding the feeder. The reason is patiently waiting, plain to see. Sparrowhawks specialize in songbirds. The bird feeder feeds him too, one bird at a time. There's no let-up. The birds can't know that the sparrowhawk has eaten. He won't be a danger for hours now. Once he's gone, the birds need some time to adjust. The first to approach is the great tit. They're the boldest of birds. They tolerate humans best too. And they know when they're safe. Where great tits lead, others follow. A delicate robin waits his turn, as long as the mighty hawfinch is at work. This powerful beak could fit in a thimble, but it will crush cherry stones. When the robin goes, it goes fast, relying on speed to stay safe. It takes a little and helps distribute the rest to the ground eaters like chaffinches and blackbirds. And that makes all the difference. At sub-zero temperatures, a songbird loses 1/5 of its weight, staying alive at night. If it ate too little during the day, it's too late. The house mouse will have a well-trodden path to the larder too. Most likely in the hours before dawn, when the long-eared owl is most likely to have eaten. And is ready to turn in. The snow melts and the pressure is off. There's more to eat, energy needs are lower, and there's more daylight to look for food. One danger remains. The sparrowhawk returns to his hunting grounds. In winter, he stalks the songbirds that flock to the feeders. The hawks will use any cover, acoustic as well as visual. When traffic drowns out the alarm calls, he's onto a sure thing. Today, it was a tree sparrow that paid the price for its inattention. The sparrowhawk is similar in size to a pigeon, a bundle of muscle that needs constant sustenance. It must catch at least one small bird a day. The garden birds are already faced with a new imperative: breeding. Bird lovers put up nest boxes, their entrances facing away from the wind. And as always, the great tit is the first to do his inspection. The alternative is to find a tree hole. Which will it be? Before he decides, he'll shop around a bit. Now the signs of spring are undeniable. In the trees and on the ground. Some branches still seem bare, but buds and insects are on their way. The birds have already emptied the feeder, and no one's coming to fill it up, as the little blue tit finds to its cost. Its cousin the great tit has moved on, rifling the buds for spring supplies of small insects. But blackcaps are already returning from the south. They want some of the insect action too. Which is annoying if you're used to having your own way. Goldfinches are busy picking at buds and the first unripe seeds. And between feeds, the males sing their heart out, like the familiar blackbird and the marsh tit. They sing to claim territory and to attract a mate. Tits have a simple song. Starlings give it their all. They're great mimics of other birds, but also of buzzers, alarms, and sirens. This female robin is listening for a partner's song. He's holding back today. As if he doesn't quite want to attract attention. There could be a reason. Time to gain some height. This is no time for gifts. The chaffinch has an unmistakable song. Imparting vital information about his suitability. Slowed 4 times, we can hear how much information it contains. But we can't yet tell exactly what it means. Tree sparrows are creatures of habit. The same pair have returned to the same house. The great spotted woodpecker excavates a new hole every year. There's plenty of demand for his old ones. The tree sparrows have reached the first climax of the season. The redbreast, though, seems to be lagging behind. And a rare visitor like the wryneck may never find a mate. For the tree sparrows, everything is now on schedule. A garden that offers enough cover and food can welcome up to 30 breeding species. This chaffinch female has chosen a fork in a tree to build her nest. She makes it out of moss, lichen, and spider's webs, and she molds it with her own body. The future father doesn't lift a finger to help. While the female slaves away. But he's protecting his partner, his territory, and their nest. Over the next 14 days, she'll fly back and forth more than 1,000 times, gathering materials for the nest. Nearby, starlings have moved into an old woodpecker hole. It was prospected by the male. Once the female accepts his offer, they share the work. She does the interior decor, and he sources the materials. The newly hung nest box has been snapped up. By the great tit who first saw it. The female great tit accumulated more than 1 kilo of moss and hair to get it ready, and then laid an egg a day for 9 days. Each one just 17 millimeters long. Once the last is laid, she broods for 2 weeks, with only short breaks, to be sure the eggs don't cool. The female chaffinch must have been inexperienced. The nest in the tree is exposed to rain. But now the female does something remarkable. She dismantles her nest piece by piece and rebuilds it under cover. If she'd already laid her eggs, it would have been impossible. As it is, it just means a few days' delay. There's another new nest box in the garden this year. It seems to be empty. Unlike its neighbor, where a brood of great tits is making its presence noisily felt. A garden's capacity for nest boxes and broods depends on the amount of food available round about. The entry hole on the new nest box is too small for great tits. It's been claimed by a relative. Eight blue tit chicks have hatched here. Blue tits are a smaller species, and their calls are not so loud. The refuse has to be removed to prevent infection and to avoid attracting predators. Deliveries of larvae and spiders never stop. The chicks will have to be as big as their parents before they can fly. The starling female is still brooding. She takes a short feeding break. It's just what the Aesculapian snake has been waiting for. It eats both eggs and hatchlings, and its scales scale vertical tree trunks. There's no protection for the eggs now. The Aesculapian has no venom and is harmless for adult birds. But the starlings have to start all over again. If it's early enough in the season, they still have time. The woodpecker chicks next door have already outgrown the danger. At the chaffinch nest, something's wrong. The female hasn't returned from a feeding trip. As for so many, a window was her undoing. The tree or bush she was aiming at was a reflection. But there's a worse threat for birds. This is the sparrow's nest box. One chick has escaped. The parents were away fetching food. The chick can hide in the undergrowth, but it's too young to survive. The brood is lost. Some bird species like a more urban setting. Steep house sides replace the cliff sides their ancestors nested in. Kestrels need no more than a crack in a wall. They don't bother with fancy nest materials. They take turns to fly out of town to catch voles and other small animals for their young. White storks return to their nests year after year. They never stop adding to them till they weigh hundreds of kilos. Storks don't vocalize, but they still have a way to greet each other when they return to the nest. Both parents feed their young with all kinds of small animals. Mice, amphibians, small reptiles, insects and worms. Stork chicks have about 2 months to learn to fly. Before they leave the nest, they have to train their young flight muscles. Only then will they have a chance to reach their winter quarters. House martins take their nests seriously too. They collect mud in their beaks and paste it under the eaves of buildings. Old nests are constantly improved and may be used for generations. except when landlords evict unwanted tenants. Swifts may look like martins, but they're not related. Virtually their whole lives are spent in flight, mating, and even sleeping. They only come back down to Earth to raise their young. They collect their nest materials in flight too. Leaves, wisps of straw, hair and feathers. Held together with dried spittle, a nest like this can serve for many years. Adult birds spend many summer hours gathering food for their young. Their throat sac can be stuffed full with up to 20,000 insects a day. You can see as they crawl around the nest, their legs aren't really made for walking. Only the most adaptable birds thrive where grass and greenery are in short supply. Here, the blackbirds don't face much competition. All it needs are enough earthworms, insects, and berries. It's not the prettiest nest, but practical and protected. And clean, when father swallows the poo. Back in the garden, the last great drama and danger of the season is nearing. Taking to wing. The last group feed for the great tit chicks. Nearby, the young blue tits are testing their wings. In a few hours from now, the nesting box will be empty. Most of these chicks won't live to see the winter. It's a dangerous world. Almost unnoticed, another brood has hatched. A rotten damson tree is the best possible nesting place for marsh tits, because this is high season for ermine moth caterpillars, a staple for marsh tit chicks. In fact, by timing their brooding perfectly to coincide with the ravenous insect pests, marsh tits save countless plums from destruction. Fledgling blue tits grab a perch at a safe height. Their parents will feed the chicks for a few days more. They've never had to hold tight onto anything before. This skill has to be learned. And an angled twig can be very slippery. Thankfully, parents will feed a chick on the ground too. This one has a good chance of making it back up. A great tit chick looks out on an unknown world. And gets the first leap right. In the damson tree, the marsh tits are urging their young to leave the nest. With all these fledglings, it's no wonder the cat is following his instincts. Chances are something will be served up in the grass. The smallest of the great tit fledglings hasn't the strength to fly. A couple of days' house arrest for this natural predator would greatly increase the chick's chances of survival. Near the town centre, 2 of the blackbird chicks are preparing to leave the nest. The third has already made the move, under the watchful eyes of its parents. For a few days, all it can do is jump and hop. The female can only urge it on. It's up to the chick to get to a place of safety, while its father feeds it some food. Here comes the second, also looking for a safe perch above the ground. But this one may not be advisable. Over the next few weeks, the blackbird parents will be split 3 ways, feeding their increasingly independent young. Parenting duty nearly done, the adults and their offspring now face the challenges of summer. Extended hot periods mean drought. A desiccated earthworm is no good as food. The young could never swallow it. Some sources of water are better than others, and the need for water can lead to unexpected dangers. But the sparrowhawk won't make the same mistake as the young blue tit. If there's not enough water in the garden, birds must seek it elsewhere. A park with a bubbling fountain is a lifesaver. Most birds drink by dipping their beak into the water and letting it run into their throats. So they only take small sips, but they never lose sight of their surroundings. Their bright spring plumage, so important in the mating season, is dull now. Later in the summer they'll renew their plumage, but in stages, so we won't notice. Birds love to take a bath, to cool off and really groom their feathers. But you have to be able to fly to take advantage of it all. This young crow, fresh out of the nest, has to make do with a sunbath. It won't help with his thirst, but it will get rid of parasites in his plumage. Something's wrong. But the female blackcap can't resist the temptation of the water. The male stayed behind in the nest in the garden. This couple are already feeding their second brood after the first left the nest. If they get the chance, blackcaps love a good bath. But this female didn't hear the alarm calls. Back on the nest, her partner will wait in vain. He'll go on feeding the chicks. But he may not be able to still their hunger. Their prospects are poor. At last, the rain comes. Relief for many of the garden birds. Blackbirds can again enjoy their diet of worms. After their first was killed by the cat, the tree sparrows are raising a second brood. They've chosen a new place to nest. A metal pipe may be safer for their chicks. Tree sparrows don't migrate, so they have time to raise up to 4 broods a year. Later broods are smaller. There's less food to go round. Following the ceaseless activity of the summer, autumn has already taken hold. When the leaves and fruit drop from the trees, it's time to save for the winter. nuts and ripe fruits supply fat, protein and sugars for energy. Some blackbirds see the winter through. Others migrate to southern Europe. All birds, whether leavers or remainers, must now tank up on energy. It takes skill to split the seeds with your bill. The greenfinch is an expert. It's time for the siskin to arrive from higher altitude evergreen forests where food is getting scarce. The lonely robin, too, now settles for berries and soft seeds. Birdsong is rare now. Only the wren and the robin still defend their territory in winter. A great spruce tree now has visitors. The seeds have ripened in the cones, but extracting them takes a special tool. Which the crossbill possesses. Its beak. The ends of the beak cross over so it can twist and squeeze the seeds out from behind the scales. And because their main food supply is available in autumn and winter, that's when they choose to breed, unlike every other garden bird. Wooing, mating, nesting, and raising their young, all still to come. Europe's smallest bird also comes to the spruce for food, for gnats and lice. The goldcrest weighs just 5 grams. Smaller than a ping-pong ball. It summers in Scandinavia's forests, flying south in autumn to gardens in Central Europe. Some birds now take advantage of their surroundings in a very special way. A humble fence post can become a sophisticated tool. The great spotted woodpecker employs a slit in the wood as a vise to work a finicky seed. The chaffinch stays here all year round. But a cousin, the brambling, flies down from the far north just for the winter. And in years with plenty of food, bramblings are responsible for an amazing spectacle. In the gathering dusk, the birds rise from the gardens at the city's edge and cross the hills to their meeting place in the forest. In the twilight, the first arrive, joined by more and more. The gathering swells to such a size that the temperature rises by 1 degree. The ear-splitting noise is not their calls. It's the beating wings of 6 million birds. It's Europe's biggest flock. Each brambling weighs 20 grams. Together, they weigh 120 tons. Eventually they'll sleep and stay till morning before flying back to town. At winter's end, they'll return to their northern forests. The first snow heralds the toughest time of the year. The migratory birds are long gone. Some white storks are staying over the winter. These days there are fewer periods of deep snow cover. The storks can cope with that. And this is when the bird feeder becomes the central point in all the songbirds' lives. Or almost all. The little wren looks after itself. In brooks and rivulets it finds insect larvae and tiny freshwater shrimps. And with luck, a juicy dragonfly larva. The sparrowhawk is on the prowl again. A blue tit died in the night. Now a titbit for a scavenger. Which the sparrowhawk is not. But the great tit isn't particular. When it's hungry enough, it can peck other songbirds or even bats to death. Life for garden birds is pretty hard. But with a little bit of help from us, enough will come through.